Hello folks, welcome back to another video. It seemed yesterday that the fear and greed index was at 5, but currently it is at 28. So we're finally moving away from the extreme fear that we had throughout the beginning of the year. Now, all of this is due because Bitcoin reached all the way to the 75 and a half, almost $76,000. Of course, it rejected that, but I think it is just because it was moving day after day, super fast and super high. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive green days for Bitcoin, and now it is finally the first day in the red. So let's take a look at the current situation for crypto. And I also did some trading. So we're also going to go through that trade that I did, and we're going to take a look at the markets together. So stay tuned. Let's jump right into it. I want to start with the fear and greed index. So jumping into it, it is at 28. If you look at the data right here, you see that it was 15, then it went all the way to 23, then to 28 in a matter of just 3 days. Before yesterday, the 16th, the only day above 20 was March 5th. Other than March 5th, we had the entire month of February below 20, then March also below 20 if we exclude March 5th. And now this is the first day that we have back-to-back 2 days consecutive above the 20. So is that bullish? Is that bearish? Who knows? This indicator usually has lag because yesterday was a good day. Today shows a green number, but most likely tomorrow this will go down just a little bit because today we're tracing the movement that we did yesterday. So before we jump into the charts for Bitcoin, let me show you the top coins, how we're looking right now. We have Bitcoin at 73,716, Ethereum above the $2,300, XRP at 150, BNB at 666. We have Solana at $93 with a very good recovery in the week. Hyperliquid at $40. Hyperliquid is doing fantastic. I'm glad I'm still holding it. Then Zcash up 17% in the past week. So Zcash recovering quite well. Now it's at 267, and Monero, which I forgot to mention, is at 368. So over here you can see we are bullish in the past week. The fear and greed here shows 42, but I don't trust this number as much as the one from alternative.me, so I usually don't follow this one. But now let's go to Bitcoin, and here you can see what I was mentioning before, that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive days in the green from the bottom of $65,000 all the way to 74 and a half. We were up 13.5% in 8 days. Huge price spike for Bitcoin, and it goes usually how I told you. Bollinger gets tight right here, just like it did right here. Then you have a huge price explosion upwards, and if we have that momentum, we keep going up. Otherwise, we shift to the other way until the Bollinger is super wide. Same thing right here. Bollinger went very tight. We broke down. We thought we're gonna go just down. We actually went up and down. The Bollinger was not tight enough, so we kept bouncing up and down. Bollinger actually opened. It funneled up a little bit, funneled up again. We had a huge movement down, and most likely now we're still gonna have a movement up, but we have to see after it tests around right here, the 72 and a half, $72,000, because I believe it's gonna go right here, test this moving average, and it should go up again and see where it's gonna go. Most likely it's gonna go towards the 78,000. I don't think it's gonna break through that. If it does, it keeps going up until it's overbought again. If not, it should go down to reset in the moving averages right at the center. So I believe today is going to be a red day, but if it shows strength right here in the moving averages, then yes, for sure, we're going to keep moving up because the momentum is shifting and there's a lot going on positively. Looking in the 4 hours, you can see exactly what I was mentioning. It goes up, it tests these moving averages right here. It goes up again, then it breaks down. It tests them right here. It actually tested the 200 moving average, which is a very strong one. It tested, it went up. Now we're testing again this 9 moving average. If it holds, then we're going to go towards the 75 and a half once again, but most likely we're going to test this bottom one right here, which is around the 72 and a half, as I mentioned before. So just keep an eye on this. On the 4 hours, we were overbought a little bit. Now we are closer. We're very close to the top of the RSI. So keep an eye on this, keep an eye on MACD, on the volume as well. Right now, I think things are gonna slow down. So keep an eye. Most likely we're gonna retrace, wait a little bit, and we should go another leg up if the market's showing strength, showing volume once again. Now on Ethereum actually had a good leg up as well. From the bottom right here, we were up 23.5%. Now we are outside of the Bollinger in the 1 day. So most likely today we're gonna go down on Ethereum, maybe towards the 2250, maybe even lower. because the moving average is all the way at the bottom. So I don't think we're going to go all the way to the bottom, but maybe to the half of this green candle right here is a good place, which is around the 2250. So if we look at the 4 hours, we should see something similar where we were overexposed, we went down. We actually have a green candle right here. So this green candle, if it keeps going, it's bullish for it to keep going up. You have to see, keep an eye on this candle, on the 4-hour candle. By the time the video is up, you should know already if it was strong enough to go up or if the volume just died and it kept going down until the moving averages right here around the 2250. But nonetheless, you can see the Bollinger here, very, very tight, and then volume exploded at once. You can see 3 times the volume as this little candle right here, and the volume has been increasing since then until this top right here, and then it started slowing down, which would suggest that this won't have enough strength to keep going. So we have to wait and see. For Solana didn't see that huge movement as Bitcoin and Ethereum did. We actually had, yes, very good days, 17.5% from this bottom right here, but it doesn't look as great as the other two, and the funnel is still very, very tight here for the Bollinger Bands. Most likely it's going to reset, and if Ethereum still keeps going up, then that flow should go also towards Solana and other altcoins, and we should see it going down. But if Ethereum loses the momentum, so will Solana. You can see Solana is not even close to being overbought right here. It still has some room to go. Also here in the 4-hour chart, it has room to go if the conditions are good. We have to keep an eye to see if Ethereum will still go up, because that will bring up altcoins up as well. If not, we should see it slow down, you know, kind of glide a little bit like a kite and slowly lose momentum until there's another catalyst. It can be volume, it can be another war, or, you know, something happens during the war, whatever that catalyst is to trigger and to jumpstart Solana once again. But 94 is a good price in my opinion for Solana. So not financial advice, but if you haven't bought Solana, it's a good price to buy right now. Now let's talk about my options, because I did do an Ethereum trade. And if we scroll down to trade history, it is right here. Let me actually bring you guys up to speed. So I placed a trade from the 13 all the way to the 15. So it was 1 day and a half, because it was afternoon when I opened this, afternoon of the 13th all the way to the early morning of the 15th. So 1 day and a half more or less. And here I made 226 bucks, which was around 2%. Consider that I have around 11K in portfolio size. So the return on equity was around 2% flat. But if you consider the margin that we used, then yes, 2.26%. It's fantastic to do in 1 day and a half. So not really a zero DTE, but very, very tight, because it was throughout the weekend. So I knew that the market was going to slow down, the market was going to chill, the IV would drop. So I took this risk, and it was already profitable by the 14th, but I didn't close because I knew I could just wait it out and close for the entirety because IV was dropping faster. So I ended up taking and holding this trade all the way through, which was fantastic. Most likely I'm going to do another trade, or maybe more than one trade this week. I'm slowly easing in. This market's finally getting better for us to start trading again without being emotional, you know, without rage trading, or, you know, just trading because we need to trade something. And this also reflects on the copy trading as well. The copy trading has been positive in the past 7 days. Very, very little, but again, we are picking back up where we left off. We're trying to get back into trading a little bit more to make sure we go back towards the 20% right here and above the 120% here on this one of total profits throughout the lifespan of these vaults. Hopefully you guys were able to enjoy this. By the way, thank you for tagging me, but a few of you tagged me on Twitter, on X, showing me what trades. Of course, there's always Crypto Ricardo, now just Ricardo, but there's a few new fellows now. So thank you for tagging me. Feel free to tag me on X. Feel free to just send me a message saying, hey, this was the trade that I did. I'm going to reshare that with my personal account, or even with the Bitopex account if I'm able to. But hopefully we have another green week this week as well, not only in the spot assets, but also with your trading. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you guys on Friday. See you then. Peace.